Hi guys, Susan here again, and today I am going to be changing the strings on my mandolin for the first time ever. These strings have been on here for over a year.
At least.
Mind you, I don't play it all that much, so, you know. I've got my husband Kevy here helping me, because he is the master of the guitar string change, so I thought, hey, you know, why not get some help? So anyway, I have a brand new pack of D'Addario mandolin strings. They're the light gauge with loop ends. Apparently there are ball end strings, but this one takes loop end. So to begin, we just start by pulling off the cover. Okay, and as you can see, there's a bunch of posts here, 8 posts, and the strings are anchored by the loop on each post, and there are 2 of each note. So G, D, A, and E. And we're going to be changing out 1 string at a time, because this bridge is not anchored at all. The strings are holding it in place, and I don't want that to move because it's perfect where it is. And I do know there are measurements from the F-holes, etc., etc. We could figure out where it is if it does happen to fall off, but I don't want to have to do that. So we'll start with a string, change that one out, move to the next one. Now, I want to show you something. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, you see the color of the strings that were under the plate? Okay, compared to the string that is out, is much darker. So these really need to be changed. So, I don't know. Okay, let's just start. We've already tried Kev's string winder.
It don't work.
And it doesn't work. It won't fit the smaller pegs of the mandolin. So these have to be done by hand.
And these strings from D'Addario
Yeah.
have sticker colors: black, green, purple, silver. And you got to read the package
To see which one
to
goes
see
where.
which one goes where. So the black ones are going to be your first 2, and then you're going to go green.
Okay.
And then your first set of bare wire strings is going to be purple, and then silver, which is going to be your lightest gauge.
So this is, the blacker is G, green is D, purple is A, and silver is E. Okay.
And they go by gauges. You've got E is 10, A is 14, D is 24, and G is 34, which is your thickest ones.
Okay, now on this mandolin, the tuners turn opposite ways. Like on this side, they tighten going toward the head of the mandolin.
Like any other guitar.
And on the other side, it goes the opposite way. So he's just loosened it off. Oh, untangle it.
That's one.
Okay. So we take, oh boy.
Peel it out.
There we go. Okay. They are tight, but they've been sitting on there under pressure, so. Okay, so we start Wow.
Put that in.
Alright. So here comes the new one. Back on the same post. Over the same part of the saddle.
Holy God, that's long.
They had to give you enough.
I need 10 miles of string for one of these short things.
Now the package does say that these are 80/20 bronze, and they have a deep, bright, projecting tone. So we'll see.
So I'm gonna pull the same old guitar trick.
That's why I'm getting you to help, Kev.
I've never done this before in a mandolin, so
No, but it's the same theory.
we're about to find out.
The tuning pegs have the holes through them, and they wind the same.
Yeah, well, it's the amount of gap space to what's wrapped around the post. So that's what we're gonna find out.
Yeah. They look pretty built up.
Yeah, we don't want them built up too much because then they bind and the thing won't stay in tune right.
Yeah.
You don't want too little, or you get a similar problem happen. There we go. We got
Okay.
2.5 wraps.
Is that good?
Okay, so I want to leave a little extra just in case it slips. At least I got lots. One down.
Okay.
Only 10 million more to go.
Okay. Now to keep this video as brief as possible while still showing you, we're just going to change a couple out on camera so that you can see it gone through a couple of times. And then we'll change out the rest and we'll be back with it fully changed over. Okay.
Make sure you put some tension back on because it is a floating bridge.
Yeah.
Put some tension. That's enough. You listen to the sound. That's lots of tension.
Yeah.
You just don't want to tune it right up to pitch right away.
No. New strings have to.
Well, they're gonna need to stretch no matter what, but you still don't want to put
Is
it
this
right
the other
to
one?
pitch. Yeah.
Yeah.
You still don't want to put it to pitch right away, but you want tension on there as you're going so the bridge can't move.
Which was the idea of changing out one string at a time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let go.
Whoa!
Get that back on there.
I'm trying. Okay.
Hold that end.
Yeah. Oh. It's gonna sit where it belongs on the bridge.
You can see that I've got my thumb right up against the post area and continuing to allow it to feed under. I know it's hard to see, but you got to keep the tension on there, keep it pulled, and you want to keep it under the hole. And then you can start moving your finger back as the string gets really short here.
Whoa.
Ah, you bugger.
Where? I got it.
Yep.
Make sure it's slotted in the nut.
Yeah.
have to sit where they're supposed to sit.
Okay, so that's 2 down, and you get the idea on how to do that. And leave about 2 inches hanging out. So this way, you're going to tune this thing up probably a couple of times, and for the strings to stretch up. You can also give the strings a little tug like this to help them stretch a little, right? And then retune. It's going to take a couple of tunings regardless before they stabilize. And once they've stabilized, like after, I don't know, a day, maybe 2 days tops, and you've tuned it and played it and tuned it and played it a bit, then you can nip these down short, in which case you're going to go right to the very top of the head here, and you're going to bring the string right up and then just snip it right like that, and then it'll just leave a tiny little tang, which is good. So there you go. So we're back when this is done. Don't go away, instant for you. Okay guys, we showed you the other strings. They're pretty straightforward because they've got wire wrap on them. They're pretty simple, and you usually don't go through as many winds. Your thinner strings are going to have a few extra winds because they're going to slip easy because they have no coating on them. Okay, they're just straight plain strings. So I'm going to show you a little trick, and I do this with guitars. And there's other ways to do this too, but I've always found this one to never fail me ever. And I've been doing it for over 30 years. I've been doing it this way. I used to do it another way, and I learned after 4 years of, well, this sucks, to do it another way. So you loop your string through. You're going to have 3 fingers. Okay, you can use 4, gives you a little bit of extra wrap, but we can do this with 3, and it's still going to lock on solid. And then you're going to feed the wire through again, the same hole that you went through the first time. You're going to go through that a second time, and creates like a loop here. This stupid thing out of the way. So we've got lots there, and then what you're going to do is you're going to hold this, pinch it, give it a quick little snap, and then this is not always going to stay upright, especially when you're doing this by yourself, but it always helps to have a second set of hands, because you don't want this part of the string to wrap underneath any of that, because that's basically your knot, and you want to keep the pressure going to the outside in this case, because that's this side of the machine. Keep your wrap even as possible, because you don't want to overlap on any of your strings, because otherwise you get tuning stability issues. So you keep your wrap nice and snug and keep it flowing down, kind of like a screw. If you know how a screw works, you know, you start putting it into a chunk of wood or whatever, it starts to thread in. Well, this is a sort of same idea. If you can comprehend that one, you're all good to go. Okay.
Okay.
Let your finger out of there.
Okay. Slot it in the bridge where it belongs.
Yeah, you'll find your bridge is going to have little grooves. Make sure your strings go back into those same grooves again.
Yeah. They have a place to sit in the bridge and in the nut.
Close enough for government work. Now these ones too, leave a little more than 2 inches. Just in case a slip does occur, at least it has the room to make up the tension and give a little bit more wrap, because nothing's 100% foolproof here. Now the other thing I want to show you too is underneath. If you have this style of a tuner, where they're called open backs.
Back, yeah.
Okay, I call them junk. But hey, I've always had bad luck with these kind of tuners. I hated them, even on guitars. But what you do is, once in a while, get a screwdriver that fits absolutely perfect. It has to fit perfect. There's no in-betweens here, and you want to push down a little bit and give each one of these a little snug up. Okay? Because that holds your gear in place, which also helps with tuning stability. And these will work loose because they are low-end tuners. They tend to work loose, especially when you're changing strings. And you want to keep them nice and snug so you get the best tracking between the worm gear and the main gear. Do that and your machine will stay in tune a lot better and for a lot longer period of time. Of course, that also depends on how much you beat the living crap out of your strings. So we got that done. Now I'm going to show you something. I brought my mandolin, so oops, sorry about that. That was my bad.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we're going to go over here. Now, let me try and zoom in here really good for you guys. Now, regardless of the tuners, my mandolin is actually a little bit different. Oh, man, these are such a pain in the neck. Okay. This is a funky little machine.
Yep.
I'm going to give you a real good close-up here. You can see the way mine's strung. This is another reason why you do one string at a time, because this is a real funky, weird pattern of how they loop around and thread the strings through the bridge. Or, yeah, well, not the bridge, but...
Well, yeah, they got it go in different angles and then over the bridge. It's kind of
part of the bridge. It's just about 6 inches away from the main bridge. But
and
they're really funky. And they're the loop style as well. Now there are...
But they're just little, like, rough pieces of metal pried up, and that's what you hook it on.
Yeah, and then you fish it through the other part.
Yeah. And mine are like posts.
Yeah, see, they should have put this style onto mine and that style onto hers. I mean, I've got the awesome tuners.
Yeah.
This is the kind of tuners...
Those are sealed back.
These are the sealed back tuners. These are high-end tuners in comparison. Okay, and that's what you want, is this style of a tuner. And they actually have nuts that only here do you ever have to tighten these once in a while. If you hear a buzz, it's probably because your nut works loose, which they do over time. It's just a 10mm wrench, just give them a little snug, just a snug up. But these are better tuning stability, easier to change strings. You don't have any maintenance to worry about, other than the odd time you might want to adjust this screw if you find that, you know, the handle's got a little bit of slop. Then you can snug that up just a little bit. Because there is a washer in here that you don't want to crush, because you cannot buy replacement washers. You will be buying a whole new set of tuners if you bugger up even one washer. So that's something to maintain about. But anyways, so I want to show you that just so you guys get an idea. There's other ones like this where it's just a straight thread through style with the ball ends. They have those as well. So, you know, just whichever way you have yours, but just keep in mind, one string at a time is definitely the best way and the proper way. And then this way, you don't mess with your intonation. You don't have to readjust your intonation at all, you know, and voila.
So when you go shopping for strings, make sure you get the proper style that your mandolin takes. Ball end, loop end.
Yeah. And you go either light gauge or your medium or heavies. It's whatever you're used to playing on. Personally, I think the lights are going to be the best. I'm going to have to change mine to lights because...
That's what I got here is light, loop end.
Because what I got on mine are like a medium gauge, and they're really hard to press on.
These are 10 to 34s.
Yeah, the lights are really easy to press on in comparison. Great for noobs too. So, there you go.
Okay, so thank you, Kevy, for your assistance.
Nah sweat.
And if you haven't already, check out Kevy's RC and Music. Hello. Music? Hello, yes. Go check out his channel. He's got lots of stuff on there on guitars and other instruments and things he picks up. Technology, RCs, all kinds of stuff. So head on over there and check out his channel. And if you like what you see, throw him a sub. I'm sure he'd appreciate that. And I will leave a link to his channel in the description box of this one. So thanks again, Kev, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.